Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Mm, mm. And if I had a party and invited everyone you knew, you would feel whatever special something, and the card would say to you, "Thank you for being a friend." And ooh, I love that. um, listen, you guys. I thought Jasmine Crockett did a real good job, and this is about this immigrant situation that a lot of Republicans and a lot of people, and I'm not gonna say one way or the other. I'm not gonna talk about them per se because that's a whole different um, situation. Um, and if you want to get deep and deep and deeper, I don't want to do this on this podcast because there's a lot of reasons why those immigrants are over here, and a lot of it is America don't want to take responsibility for. Okay, we really don't. We really don't. Um, like the Mexican American War. Let's go all the way back there. Okay, and then the drug contra with Salvador and Ronald Reagan and Oliver North. Um, all the guns being supplied over there. Remember with the for the cocaine or with the cocaine. Remember Freeway Ricky Ross, um, bombing, making them places just and just unbearable with the gangs because we supplied them all that. We supplied the guns and the make for these people. Now they done erupted to the point where I'm the same thing that happened in L.A. with the Bloods and the Crips. This is their MO. Everywhere they go, they cause division. They is you against me. This is what this government does. And we keep on falling for the dumb shit. We keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. And it has got to stop. It really has. It has got to stop because I want you to use that as a comparison. Like I said, you had the Hutus and the Tutsis in Africa. All these situations I'm talking about, you can see the hidden hand of Americans, a politician or the person that they want to be in charge. They create these wars, like that book. What was that book? The Confession of a Hitman, a political hitman, or something like that to that effect. I can't remember right now. Y'all know how my mind do. But my point is, everywhere we have this problem, we done created the shit. Okay, then we want to throw a rock and hide our hands. And for those that wasn't born at that time, they don't have the luxury of having history to look at and see where our ass is placed in this. That's why I said white people got some reckoning to do, and they always want to punish somebody else, and they can't even handle punishment. That's why they run from it, take the books out of schools, do everything. They want everybody to be held accountable but them. And that's why when I started this road, I started saying America is narcissistic. America breeds narcissists and narcissism. And all of our institutions are institutions of flying monkeys against black and brown bodies. And the white people that are privileged, they the golden child, they get to do whatever the hell they want to do, and it's just like that damn mobile y'all talk about. But when you hit one, everybody gonna move. We all affect one another because it's humanity. So my point is, I'm sick of this immigrant conversation as well because we done started it. See, y'all don't remember that. But now you see all these people running to America who got her arm out there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean talking about bring me your tired, your we. Look, damn it, you hypocrite. You didn't say that shit when all those Europeans was coming over here. Right? Who was the niggas on that bus, on that ship? The Italians. If y'all could just figure out the keys to the color, you would really, really see who the enemy is. It's that elite class, that white class, that's been fed this damn garbage like they better than some damn body. And they're not. In fact, they the worst of the human family. I'm just gonna say it, make it plain. Like I said, I don't know how long they gonna have me on here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. So I gotta tell the truth. This is the truth. Everybody can have to live up to their transgressions, except white folk. Look at this shit. You got the police union endorsing a damn criminal president. Where do they do this crazy shit at? A crazy white supremacist. It took a white supremacist. Look how white supremacy ruled this country. And I thought we were working towards a more perfect union. I never thought at this time in my life, in the sunset of my life, I'd be going back. Well, damn it, I done seen enough life now. Where I just got to say it. I mean, let the chips fall where they may. I thought we were evolving. And now you done got a bunch of crazy white people up in there that's insane. And now they gonna run the government, and the damn Democrat, Republican, Crips, Blood, Hutus, Tutsi. You see how they start these bridges of division? And then we fall for it as the human family. When we see an aberration that's trying to put somebody down and just keep their foot on somebody's neck, then damn it, that's something that's against humanity, that's against God. And that type of mindset should be attacked by everybody, not just the black people, the brown people, and the white people. They know what injustice look like. They know they wouldn't want their asses to be up in this. They can't even look at their history. They can't even look at their own history without freaking out. So they can't handle the truth, but they want everybody else to handle the truth. They want to be the Khalifa, the leader of all the worlds, but they can't handle they shit. The Democrats go so far. That's why I always say there's different wings on the same bird. You know damn well nobody gonna keep on being nice to you, and you already see somebody keep stabbing you in the back, and then you gonna keep coming with brownies. Tell me, here you go. Don't got no fight in you. Joe Biden done had more fight in the last. Well, I'm not gonna say that because let me take that back. I'm sorry, Joe Biden, because you have done a lot that people just don't recognize, and because y'all just don't know how to market yourself, or this is what the left wing do. You see what I mean? It flip a different way. The right wing got to free a different way. So there's no balance because the Democrats, they're going to do a lot of stuff and then don't say nothing about it. And this is how they divide it. So you got the Democrats and the Republicans. Now the Republicans are straight out racist, white supremacists, and they proud of it. And then you got a Democrat class who keep on trying to take the high road with these infidels and riffraff. Oh no, we're going to do things the right way. How can you? How can you have a police union endorsing a damn criminal? And as a black person, how do you look at that and be okay with yourself without organizing, doing something? How does it happen? Because I'm not from this time. See, I'm not from this generation. That's why it's difficult. Okay? So now, how do we reconcile this craziness? Huh? He's a president, a felon, with all these counts. And we got our menfolk, our nephews, our brothers, our uncles, maybe some of y'all, your fathers, in jail, in prison, for less shit than Donald Trump did. Stealing, less for everybody, just do whatever the fuck he want to do. And because he's a white man, I'm sorry, I got to say it. This is pathetic. So I'm going to get off my soapbox and I'm going to let Jasmine, because she's talking about, and my brother at the end, my Caucasian brother, who, from Rebel HQ, he they're going to shut down because that chick. Well, let's let this happen. Come on, I'm just going to let Jasmine speak for herself.
I've learned so far is that while freshman orientation just ended, we need a course on what the census is for, because we have people sitting in Congress and have no idea what the census is for. And so I do appreciate that you have talked about what the funding is for, but it seems like my colleagues really want to zero in on southern states. So let's talk about Texas for a second. And let's deal with them and their concerns about their districts. And let's also talk about the citizen situation. So, I don't know how much you've paid attention to the election, but we do have an incoming administration, and we have a border czar who has said that they are going to deport everyone that is here and is not a citizen. They are planning to do mass deportations. In fact, in the state of Texas, our commissioner has offered up land so that they can put these camps there and send people out of our country. Now, if you start asking people, are you a citizen or not, and they're living in a home, and somebody's threatening to go in and raid homes and take everybody out and send them back to wherever they came from, I mean, I would imagine that may make people say, never mind, I'm not going to fill this out. But, I mean, has that been your finding or no?
We have conducted research that shows that there can be selective inclusion of individuals who reside in a residence because of...
Exactly, because you've got the federal government that is asking this question, and it's the same federal government that is threatening to go and yank people out of their schools, their homes, and things like that. And then we just had a conversation where we were talking about how many voters. Listen, when you're counting people, you're not just counting voters. You count children, don't you?
Correct.
You count a lot of people that aren't necessarily voters.
Crockett didn't just point out the facts. She laid bare the entire GOP grift. Texas gained 4 million new residents, 95% of whom are people of color, black, brown, and Asian Texans. Yet somehow, thanks to gerrymandering, the state turned that growth into 2 new congressional seats for white Republicans. That's right, black and brown bodies were used to pad the census numbers, but when it came to representation, those communities got absolutely nothing.
And I want to make sure that we really get to the nitty-gritty on Texas, because this is hilarious to me. Texas added 2 seats in 2020, according to the census, and we know that there was a significant undercount, specifically in Texas, for a combination of reasons. But we know that specifically Texas added 4 million people. Of those 4 million people, do you want to take a guess at how many were Anglos? Just a guess.
I'd say a majority.
180,000. That's it, of 4 million. 95% of the people that were added, and we know that when it comes to minority populations, they tend to be undercounted. So get this, we added 4 million people. They were people of color. Texas got 2 new seats. So they took those black and brown and Asian bodies, and guess what? Do you think that we got a new black, brown, or Asian seat? Somehow, the way that they do their Republican math in the state of Texas, that amounted to 2 new white seats. Guess what? White Republican seats. We got 2 new Republican seats out of 4 million people of color. So let me tell you, they love to use our bodies to apportion us in an inaccurate way.
And it gets
Did she tell the truth? Did she tell the truth? I want to thank Rebel HQ for this this clip that I'm using, and I want to just claim fair use on it, okay? Because it is for educational purposes, and I think you all should know that. However, what Crockett is saying is so true. What the brother, I can't think of his name right now, the white brother, what he said is they telling y'all the politics right now. She telling you the politics of how this government play games with black people. Okay? And so I'm not saying black and brown. I'm just saying with black people. Okay? Because they make laws to keep us down, to even hurt themselves. You know, like cutting food stamps for the poor. Then you talk about Kentucky, when half the damn people there, more than half, is on public assistance and that, and all you do is end up hurting all the rural constituents. And they so racist because they've been fed the garbage that they've been convinced that the lowest white man is better than the best black man. They drank the Kool-Aid.
worse. Crockett went on to expose prison gerrymandering, one of the dirtiest tricks in the GOP playbook. In rural Texas, where populations are shrinking, Republicans count incarcerated people as part of the population to boost their numbers. These inmates aren't voting, they aren't driving on rural roads, they aren't using local hospitals or sending their kids to schools in those areas. And yet, rural Texas is reaping the benefits: better roads, more funding, and inflated political power. This isn't just gerrymandering, it's theft. They're stealing resources and representation from communities of color in cities like Dallas and Houston and funneling it into rural districts that aren't even growing. And the worst part? This all ties back to the 13th Amendment. Here's what they don't teach you in history class. The 13th Amendment didn't fully abolish slavery. It left a loophole. Slavery is illegal except as punishment for a crime. After the Civil War, southern states exploited that loophole with vagrancy laws, making it a crime for black people to be unemployed or standing on the street corner. They arrested black men by the thousands and sentenced them to years of forced labor, chain gangs, convict leasing, all of it. Legalized slavery, rebranded. And don't think for a second that spirit is alive today. It's the same playbook, just with new players. Republicans are criminalizing homelessness, targeting immigrants, and turning vulnerable communities into commodities. They're laying the groundwork for camps, yes, camps, where they'll funnel people and force them to work. Take Greg Abbott's razor wire in the Rio Grande. It's already killed people, and he doesn't care. He's turning the border into a war zone, criminalizing asylum seekers who are just trying to survive. Then there's Tom Homan, who's openly threatened to jail mayors and governors who resist his mass deportation plans. And let's not forget Stephen Miller, the architect of family separation policies, the man who thought it was fine to rip nursing babies from their mother's arms. These aren't just bad people, these are evil people.
My brother and I were in the living room, looking out the front window, and I saw two soldiers come marching up our driveway. Their rifles had bayonets on them, flashing in the sun. They stomped at the front porch and banged on the door. My father answered it, and we were ordered out of our home at gunpoint. And my brother and I and my father were out on the lawn, and my mother was the last to come out, and she was carrying the baby in one arm and a duffel bag, a huge duffel bag in the other, and she had tears rolling down her cheek. It was a memory that I can never erase.
George Takei knows what this kind of evil looks like. When he was just 5 years old, soldiers came to his family's door with bayonets and marched him off to an internment camp. He remembers his mother holding his baby sister in one arm and a heavy duffel bag in the other, tears streaming down her face. That trauma doesn't go away, and now the GOP is trying to do it all over again. This isn't about law and order. It's about exploitation. It's about using fear to justify policies that strip people from their humanity. And the economic hypocrisy is staggering. Deporting 11 million undocumented immigrants would cost $88 billion a year. Yet those same immigrants paid $96 billion in taxes in 22 alone. The GOP knows this, but they don't care. As long as they can scapegoat immigrants and keep their base fired up, they'll keep pushing these cruel, self-destructive policies. The 13th Amendment is their loophole, and they're exploiting it to the fullest. They'll call it prison reform or immigration enforcement, but it's modern slavery. And it doesn't just hurt immigrants, it hurts all of us. When immigrant families are torn apart, when resources are stolen from urban communities, when these prison systems become a profit machine, it's a blow to our democracy and our humanity. Jasmine Crockett understands this, and she called it out. When she asked Nancy Mace if she checks whether her constituents are citizens before helping them, she exposed the hypocrisy at the heart of the Republican agenda. Republicans aren't interested in representation. They're interested in power. They'll exploit, dehumanize, and destroy anyone who stands in their way. And make no mistake, they're coming for everyone. Once they've criminalized homelessness and targeted immigrants, who do you think is going to be next? This isn't just about politics. It's about survival. It's about standing up for justice, for humanity, for everything this country is supposed to stand for. We can't let this happen. We have to resist. We have to fight back. People like Jasmine Crockett and George Takei are shining a light on the darkness, but it's up to us to act. This isn't just a moment in history. It's a defining moment for who we are as a nation. It's time to call this out for what it is, a grift, a lie, and a betrayal of everything America should be. And it's time to say enough. And
Richard, thank you. Again, I want to thank Rebel HQ for this clip. And I think it's real important that, we get serious. We got to get serious if we not about our survival. Because, Donald Trump is coming. He's coming. I haven't, well, that's another video for another day. However, I want to know what y'all think about this. And I want to know what you think about what I said about the immigrants. Because a lot of y'all don't know why a lot of those Salvadorians and Hondurans and Ecuadorians are making their way over here. Now they got Africans as well. But, of course, this is a land of immigrants. Because it wasn't no Europeans all over here before. So this is a country full of Europeans that was shipped over here and traveled over here because this was the native indigenous land before they got here. Okay? But now they so arrogant and pompous and so deceptive that they've created a madness in the matrix. Some madness in the matrix where these people got everything upside down and backwards. So I'm going to leave it at that. And if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe and share my channel. Okay? I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.